Hello, members, one and all. It's Pen. How you going? I didn't do a live because I wasn't even sure whether I was going to post this video or not, and I will. I've decided I will, even with cocky hair. If you're a personal friend of mine, you would have seen a pretty hefty and very long-winded post about my own mental health, and I wasn't sure whether to post anything like that in our group here, and I'll tell you honestly, and it might bring some tears, but is a natural fear of judgment. And I know that no one will judge, which is that's an oxymoron in itself with those two things I've just said. But it's the fear of judgment in the fact of, to use sorry, I've just sprinkled some dust on my tomatoes, which is actually what inspired me to do this post. So I will show you my garden bits shortly. Is, the saying at the moment you may have heard called imposter syndrome. And that's all about people not feeling it within their own professional space, and whether it's actually a lack of self-confidence, and whether you're providing the correct information and strategies and systems for the people that are following you and the people that are buying your products and buying your services. So it's called imposter syndrome, so you can look that up probably for a better definition than sometimes what I can explain verbally anyway. And this week I completely fell down with regards to some personal issues that have been going on in my life since late last year, and some really heartfelt things that, see, my nose already starts tingling, that I've been unable to shake, and some triggers came up this week and the wheels fell completely off. And you have these initial thoughts of embarrassment and what will people think, and particularly because I work in the area of mental health, and I studied psychology. I label myself as a life coach. So you sort of think, well, what will people think of you if they know that you're going through some stuff yourself? And particularly I'm just about to launch this amazingly, and it's quite high-end women's course for women all over the world about exactly what's happening with me regards to being empowered and getting your power back. So this isn't my first rodeo in the pain stakes and in the life challenges stakes, but it's pretty much my first rodeo with genuine heartbreak due to a relationship breakup that's just really slammed me. And I didn't realize how much love I had until I wasn't allowed to give that love anymore, because it was all over, and it's really smashed me. It's really, really, really smashed me. So this week, I felt it coming Friday of last week, and I knew that it was on its way, but I didn't realize that the waves would come crashing down so hard. And I have to get through the embarrassed stage. I have to get through the what will people think stage. I've got to get through the feeling of being judged stage, because I am only human. And you know what? I had to go to a chiropractor today because my neck's locked up, and he said, I'm not surprised with everything that's going on. So I've got like a wry neck and I can't really move it. But he said, oh, what else is going on in your life? He said, emotionally, what's going on in your life? And I'm thinking, you're a chiropractor, you're fixing my body. Why do you want to know what's going on in my head? So I started crying. And he said, you know what? And I said, this is what I do for work, and it's my passion. And he said, but you're still human. And it was good to hear someone from who's totally not in my circle, which doesn't disregard my circle, of course, because without my circle, this whole week I wouldn't have got through. And my circle these days with things like this is pretty small. So he said, you know what, it doesn't matter, you're still human and you still have feelings. So even though this week I felt amazingly depleted in all areas of my life, my dark thoughts returned, unfortunately, and but not to the extent of actually actioning them, but they were kind of borderline. And I wasn't expecting for the wheels to fall off such in a large capacity as they did. Because your thoughts just completely take over, and I became manic, and I've used the words like obsessed and possessed. That's how I felt with what was happening in my head, and I'd communicated it to a couple of people. I communicated it to one person I probably shouldn't have, because I didn't receive back what I wanted, of course. So I like to show up as me, and it really helps me to show up as me, and for you to know that every time this is who you're going to get, and this is who you're going to see as Penny Hall. Penny Hall as Penny Hall, and Penny Hall as a life coach if you end up employing my services at all. So I've been doing this for 6 years, and it's totally in the space where I should be. And because I am human, I am living all sorts of things at the moment. I'm a mum. I've got, my girls have stuff going on as well, so I've got to be there for them. But most importantly, I've got to be here for me, because if I'm not here for me, I'm not going to be here for them. And I can't not, they're too precious, I'm too precious. So I posted the post on my personal page because I want everyone to know that when you do feel alone and lonely, because that's what I've been feeling for a good few months now, is we don't have to feel this way for too long. I know with the feelings and emotions that have been coming up with me that I can't stop those. And time is my greatest healer. And the strategies that I show everybody who employs my services to use, I've been putting those in place, but they don't work every day and they don't work all the time. So you've got to pick and choose certain life strategies or skills, whatever you want to call them, to help you in that moment, in that split second. So for me, my go-to is the beach, and thankfully here in Adelaide it's been an amazing weather all week. So as soon as I felt the manic thoughts come through, and believe me, there are plenty, I popped myself in the car and I just headed down to the beach, and I just walked along the beach and sat down, absolutely wailed my eyes out. But there were a few dogs passing. If you know me, you'll know that I just love animals, and I didn't pat any actually, but I just looked at them from afar and see the joy that they bring to themselves and bring to their owners. So that's my immediate strategy, is to get out of the house, get out into the great outdoors, and the beach. Actually, summer or winter, the beach is my go-to. So yeah, and it happens, and shit happens, and it's a tough gig sometimes, and we will all pull through. I've pulled through before. This one's just been harder because I hadn't actually, might as well tell you a little bit, I hadn't actually given my heart to anyone in 30 years because, I've had a bit of a checkered past, and this one felt right, and I felt more than right, but it wasn't meant to be. So anyway, that's what I really wanted to pop in and say, but can I also show you something that's like really exciting? I was just out in my garden here, and my tomatoes, I was sort of thinking, where the hell are you? You're not growing yet. So I've got this magic bush here. It's white because I've just put some tomato dust on it, and to keep the bugs away, because there's been some bugs that have been eating. Look at that sun. Look at the colour of me in this sun. Anyway, so I've got some new, oh, can you see it? Look, new little growth. There's 1, 2 and a itty bitty one just here. So I've got 3 out of this huge bloody bush. I've got 3. And if I look further, I might find more. But I'm so excited because it's about time that they start growing. And look at this here. Oh, hear that? That's like possum deterrent. Look, here. It's a sensor thing. And even though I've got my plants in jail, I've got that as well, which is only $30 from Bunnings, and it's working a treat. But look here, look at my lettuce. How gorgeous is that? So I'm going to have a salad this weekend with my own lettuce that I've grown. And look here, this is my lime tree. I've nurtured this baby since winter last year. Do you know that you can't actually buy citrus trees until winter time? Actually, you can't buy them in the shops. They don't have them. So this is my Tahitian lime, sitting nicely in the jail. And since I've put this thing around it, no one has gone in there except for some water. So that's my story. And I like to share because I like you to know that I'm here and that I'm around and that I'm here for you. And I'm really tough on myself. So I think it's a really good reminder for all of us just to go easy on ourselves when we feel we need to. And, I share openly because that's the choice that I've made to do. And, in the mental health space that I work in, it's good for me because I do love to share and it makes me feel better. Like it took me a while to write what I wrote on my personal page, and it was friggin' long. So people who got to the bottom of it, I applaud because it was long. But it was really neat, and I feel like I've opened up and turned another corner. I mean, who knows? This afternoon I might fall down again, but tomorrow I might. But that's not me saying I will or I won't. That's just me saying it might happen, and I accept the grieving process that I'm going through, and it is a tough one, but we do get through it. And there's one thing, and I'll leave you with this, that the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So this week I was thinking, well, what the fuck do I need to be stronger again for? Because, I don't think I will be able to put myself forward to ever experience this again. This was really, really hard for me. And so, I don't know, this is something that I would like to flip. Why don't we within Ego Academy try and find a new saying instead of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Let's together find a new words for that. I think that would be pretty cool because I don't like that one. Because how strong do we have to be? Can't we just be at a certain level and be okay with that? Because I don't really want any more extreme tough stuff coming. I know more tough stuff's going to come. I'm a parent, I've got to be resilient to be a mum. So anyway, I will leave you with that. I really wanted to show you my tomatoes over anything. This is like a now 15-minute session, but if you've listened to the whole thing and got through it, well done you. Thank you. Peace and love. I can't thank you enough for being in this space with me. And we've got some beautiful things coming up. Of course, we've got Men's Den, and we've got the Woman's Intuition and Alter Ego program, which is an 8-week program for women, which, after all this shit that I've been through, I tell you what, it's a friggin' cracker of a program. So thank you so much again, and I will tune in again very soon. Bye.